Well,
Out
welcome
in the,
back. Here we
yes,
are out in the great outdoors instead of at the island again. We
yes.
really like it out here. So this week we're going to be talking about like what many homeowners like haven't really thought about when they're preparing to move and kind of what to focus on and maybe what is not needed. Sometimes we'll go and meet with sellers who are thinking about putting their house on the market and they have these really grandiose ideas about what that could be or should be to try to add significant value to their home.
Right. They want to fix every little thing
Right,
or make them big improvements or a full kitchen overhaul. And
right,
at this
right.
point,
Push out
at this
walls.
point, if you
Yes.
haven't done it, don't
Don't.
do it.
Yes.
It's not it's really not the time to sell your house as it is. And I mean, we've got some tips for you that we're going to share.
Right. I would say, having done this for 25 years, I've only had one homeowner that really tried to undertake a significant, actually, like enlargement of their home and then sell. And it didn't work well because actually that was about 2006, 2007. And, you never want to think that's happening. But again, don't make the big investment now when you are getting ready to try and sell. This is the time to just make sure it's prepared for sale. So with that, do you want to talk a little bit about timing?
Sure.
And
Yeah.
when's a good time?
I think the timing thing is, I would call it mildly important.
Mm-hmm.
When it's time to move, it's time to move.
Yes.
And what you'll find is there's always buyers. There's always somebody that needs
Mm-hmm.
to buy a house.
Yes.
It doesn't matter if it's the week before Christmas, or Thanksgiving week. Those definitely have lower demand periods.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of from October through New Year's
Mm-hmm.
would be, there's other peak seasons, but that's kind of the lull in
Mm-hmm.
the seasonality. Now, would we tell you if you need to move to not put your house on the market then? No.
No, because what we do find is that is when the serious buyers are out. Because let's face it, like October, you're just gearing up from the like back to school transition a lot of times,
Right.
or or you're just, or maybe that's when when you're empty nesters like us, you're starting to travel because you want to go places where all the kids have been and
Maybe
now they're not
there's
there.
a career move happening for somebody and they just got relocated, right? And they need a house now, right? It's like, I need to buy a house. I'm going to start looking at houses, and it's not a find my, they just want to get a house.
Yes,
so
yes.
be that person to receive that.
Yep. And so in that way, it's great. The other time, which I think most people know, is as school starts to get out and then into early August is a peak time to sell. And so that's great because, especially as people are trying to relocate between school sessions. The challenge with that, if you are then also looking to buy, is that there's going to be more competition for you as well when you are trying to find your replacement home. So in some ways, every time of the year is ideal and not ideal for different reasons. So that's why we say, when you're ready, let's just look at it and we can help figure out the best strategy for you.
Most of if we were planning long distance for somebody picking a date, the early spring is the time. That's the time to be getting your house on the market early, like in early March, late February. The inventory is the lowest it's going to be through the year, like kind of January into February. And so what you get to have is low competition. And if for some reason your house isn't selling immediately, it only goes up from there. The demand keeps rising. Instead of end of summer, it's going to start falling, and then you've been trying to sell your house for months and it starts getting a little uncomfortable. Kind of chase it. So anyways, focus on the spring or when it's time to go.
All right. Repairs that actually matter. And I'm going to say it's not just repairs. Maybe it is even just maintenance that actually matters. And I guess I would tee this off by saying, if you were walking to a house and you were thinking about what your first impression is going to be, what would that look like in your own home if you were inviting someone in to potentially buy your house? And then also at a higher level, like if you were going to buy that house, what would be the things that you would want to make sure are in good working order? And maybe you want to talk about that a little bit.
I think, and to your point, the first impressions really matter, right? It's the curb appeal when you drive up. Is the yard full of weeds and disrepair? It's that, and the front door, the first thing they touch. That does the front door and stick and the door latch not work? if those things are in smooth working order, clean front yard, you've really already kicked it off in the best way possible.
Can I pause right there and just interject? Especially with the front door, often as realtors, we are going to the lockbox, which tends to be down and around the corner and in dirt, that we're trying to now go get the key while our buyers are standing on your front porch. And that's when they're looking around, and they will look up and see cobwebs, or they'll see if it's dirty. So it's really important to actually make sure that your front door patio area is pristine. It's really impactful on the first
impression that it gives is that you're not taking care of your house.
Yes.
I'm sure you're taking care of your house. We all just get busy. And I mean, our house has got dirty places too.
I'm sure we have cobwebs by our front door.
When you're trying to sell your house, you want to give the best first impression of, we've taken really good care of this house.
Yes.
And so then once you enter the house, the next thing is fresh paint.
Yep.
It's probably the next, that and clean smell.
Yes.
So it's like having the house, go through and fully clean it.
Yes.
It's so that, you try to remove any pet smells, get the carpets cleaned, and fresh paint really does a number on helping the house feel cleaner, fresh. Just the little scuffs and stuff just kind of add to the kind of a
make the house feel tired.
Yeah, it feels tired.
And you know what? It can be expensive, but this really is a great time to consider hiring a professional house cleaner to come in and just do a one-time cleaning of your home.
We have plenty of contacts. We do this all the time.
Right.
You'll
be like, wow, I've never seen my house so clean. I don't want to move. But it really, especially when you're thinking about like getting the hard water stains off your shower doors, things like that are actually really difficult. And it's amazing. They can make them look brand new. And
cleaning the ceiling fans and the baseboards.
Right.
And
we just had a house in Lincoln where we had that done. And the homeowners couldn't believe it when they came back in afterwards. They were like, we've tried to clean that shower. It could never get it done. And these house cleaners got it done in 30 minutes, that part of it. So, yeah.
So the next thing that I think is important is kind of the a little bit of emotional preparation.
Yep.
I think that may include, talking to family members and starting to pack.
Right.
I mean,
yes. And I would say talking to family members, it's not just to help them get used to the idea, but to help you get used to it. Because sometimes just talking about it helps your own self just adjust to the idea. It starts to become real to you. Right. Yes. But you did talk about belonging. So yes, that I don't know if you want to say more on that, but
I just think that, when you're ready to sell, having the most amount of stuff that you can get out of your house ahead of time. And it just takes a long time packing these things up. You're sorting through emotional belongings. You're sorting through just years of collecting things. So it takes a while to decide, save it, move it, store it, like, where's it going? It doesn't help your house sell if every storage location is packed to the gills with even just boxed up stuff. But if it looks full, remember you're moving. So start the process and move it out.
Right. And, and when even your closets are stuffed to the gill, it makes the house feel like maybe there's not as much storage, not enough storage for me. Right.
Yeah.
And also, like, I know when we moved and we actually, had our stuff in storage for a while, and then we got it to our house. And there's a lot of stuff that we had decided to keep that now that it's here, and we moved here, 4 years ago, that is still wrapped up, especially our paintings and, pictures and stuff that we've never even unwrapped. And so the stuff that maybe feels sentimental, if you're really honest with yourself, you're like, do I really need this, framed poster that I bought 20 years ago, I've had hanging in my kid's bedroom or whatever, or in our living room? Like, am I still actually going to like this in my next house? Yeah. And I think we've realized there's a lot of stuff that now we really don't want to put up. And
I would say you're likely not going to need it, but it's okay. And it's normal to just pack it up, put it in storage, put it in one of those pods, put it in a storage facility or something. And then when you're all done and you've moved and you move that stuff, as you're, it's been out of your hands for a bit, it kind of, maybe it's just doesn't have its place anymore.
Right.
Maybe it does.
Yes.
Either way, then you can still sort it out later. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yes.
But get it out of the house.
Yes. Okay. Next overlooked item. Where are you going to go next? And sometimes people get really excited. They're ready to go. They want to sell their house, but they don't really know, like, what does that next chapter in their life look like? And it's really helpful to think about that in advance, because sometimes they'll get their house on the market and then they'll panic, like, oh my gosh, I got an offer. It's only been on the market for 3 days. And now I have to find a replacement house. And what are we going to do? And I don't even know for sure this is what I want. And it can get very stressful.
For sure.
And
Yeah.
it's easy. There's easy ways to avoid that.
Yes. And I think this is where we as professionals come into play. Before you just decide, I'm going to put my house on the market, like, let's have that conversation. This is something we would normally talk to people about. It's like, where are you going?
Yes.
And what are you going to do when your house is sold? What if somebody comes in with a bucket of cash and says, I will take it tomorrow?
Yes.
And you're like, oh geez, what, you don't want to miss out. So we can help you kind of formulate that plan on what it might look like best for you, of course.
Yeah. And I would say, like, when we're talking about helping you, we don't mean just like sit down and have a conversation. Like, we are happy to go out with you and show you some of these communities. If you're thinking about like a 55 plus, but you don't really know what that means or what that looks like, maybe you've gone to a couple open houses, but like, let's say you're interested in Sun City, Lincoln Hills.
Yeah.
If with 2 weeks notice, they will actually provide you with a whole guided tour and talk to you about all the facilities. It's, you can always walk in and just look at the clubhouse, but having someone really speak to you about what's there, the different travel opportunities, different clubs that are there, helping you really get a better sense of what life in Lincoln Hills feels like. It's nice to have that, and we can help coordinate that for you. We can help you look at houses.
And maybe you're moving downtown and you want to look at like some cute little old house that you can just walk to restaurants and stuff like downtown. We can go look at some houses and just do some early window shopping, so to speak, and get you into a few houses and see what this is feeling like, and we can see what's on the market, before we really lock anything in.
Yes. And one last thought on the HOA is, I have mentioned Sun City, Lincoln Hills. A lot of people are very familiar with that, and also the sister community in Roseville. But there are other homeowners associations, 55 plus, that are not giant cities, so to speak. And maybe that's more your style. There's a really cute one in Folsom called Diamond Glen. And I think there's like, I don't know, 100, 125 houses there. There's still a small little clubhouse.
Cool.
But it's a much smaller, tighter knit community. And that may be a better fit for you, where maybe Sun City feels very chaotic and overwhelming. And this could be a more of a better fit for you. So we can help you explore these options as well, and really get you to the point where you feel confident about where you want to go yet, even if you don't have a house necessarily, but at least kind of your desired goal for the move once we get your house sold.
Sure. Financial planning?
Yes. We did talk about Prop 19 a little bit in a prior video, week 5. So check that out. But also, it's good if you are unsure about your capital gains or any other financial impacts. We always recommend that you talk to
just how much it costs to move, and just the buying and selling costs, what to expect.
Right. Well, so one piece is talk to a CPA or your tax advisor to understand that part of it. But we can definitely help you with understanding the cost of selling your home. And we can even look at some what if scenarios on, for selling for lower prices, selling for higher prices, but doing additional work, that kind of stuff. We can help kind of walk you through the different benefits to figure out what makes sense for you, or help you understand how much money you will actually get out of your house, so you have an understanding of that before you consider buying something else.
Sure. In the end, the more preparation, the calmer the move, right?
Yes.
It's makes for a smooth transition.
Yes.
And if you're ready for a calm move, give us a call. Drop us a note.
Yes, or a fun move.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. But we help to bring some of that smoothness into it. It can still be a great time. But we look forward to talking with you.